This is a point where y'all need to step up and stop Gumby. If y'all really don't mean any harm, and it's already been a lot of harm done to Texas on Gumby's behalf, this is a time that we ask y'all as big brothers to step up. Hey, man, y'all need to stop Gumby. Y'all need to speak out because y'all know what Gumby is doing is not right. We never want to go Hoover against Hoover. If Hoover is Hoover over everything, then this, what Gumby is preaching, is wrong.
For you, what does this situation look like as a resolution? Outside of Stop Gumby campaign, but as a resolution with this, because it seems to be a small thing that kind of festered and got out of control, it seems like.
You got these bloggers that did this. Everybody made money off of this. You know, it's a lot of profiteering.
Yeah, I seen the numbers go up with all this.
Profiteering went off the roof. Everybody done made some change off of this topic. But nobody pushed peace. Nobody.
Peace ain't profitable, I guess.
Right. That show you where the level of subliminal seduction is with the masses, of as far as everybody, you know what I'm saying, being in triple stages of darkness, you know. Being in triple stages of darkness, you're never gonna want the truth. Because you know what the lie is? The lie is unseen because it don't exist. It's not even true, it's not real. And when you're in darkness, all you can reach for is lies. That's it. See, when you have the truth, you know what you do? You are the light then. See, people who are redeemed, they're looking for a light. They're looking for a light. But people who are the truth, they are the light. So a person that is a light cannot be blinded because he has a definite purpose. His purpose is to allow those who cannot see to see. So in my attempt, I'm trying to be the light to my homies that's in these gangs. Because the narrative is this: we've already made a bad mark in history. So when are we gonna change the narrative to where we start making good marks? We've already made X's, turn the community up, being destructive, you know, with the drive-by shootings and spinning back around and the drilling, you know. We've already made these principles and these, you know, this is called defective, this is called defective programming, defective generational programming. We've already pushed defective generational programming. We've already
turned them X's to checks.
Right. So now the solution is this, is that we have to push positive generational programming or corrective generational programming. The corrective generational programming is telling our brothers, our young ones, to go to school and to learn a trade and to go into business and get your credit together, you see, and be a man. Be a man to yourself, be a man to your family, and be a man in your community first. If you want to be a Crip or Blood or whatever, that is second. Being a man is first, you see. And we're not teaching our young men as Crips to be men. We want them to be gangbangers. And now that's not what we're pushing here. That's not what we're pushing in Texas. That's why it's peace here. That's why you don't see Hoover in Texas with a slew of enemies. You don't see Hoover running around nowhere in Texas ducking and hiding or worried about they can't go to Houston or they can't go to Beaumont or they can't go to Port Arthur or they can't go to Paris or they can't go to Santa Clarita or wherever, you know what I'm saying? San Bernardino or wherever. Hoover can go anywhere in Texas and there's no enemies. There's no 6-0s or no neighborhoods or no nobody looking to kill Hoover. That's the difference here. So when people look at us and call us failures, we laugh at them because we know that we call success.
Let me ask you, do you have any children?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any boys?
Yes, sir.
Do you teach them to Crip? Do you teach them to gangbang?
No. My first son, he's 33 years old. I beat him up when he said he was a Crip.
Oh, man, thank you.
I punched him down.
Punch him down.
I punched him down. I told him he would not follow in my footsteps. Just because you've seen your daddy do this don't mean that's the example that I'm setting for you. So when he told me he was a Crip, that was the moment I put my hands on him.
Come on.
I never ever hit my son in his face until that point because I wanted him to know that the decision he made to try to follow me down a path that led to nowhere was a bad decision. And I didn't want my son to be what I am. You see, I definitely don't want other people's sons to be this. I'm not on here promoting, hey, let's be Crips. But people make decisions, you know. Yeah. And sometimes these decisions don't be based off of family. It's be based off the lack of family, you know, because you got Crips that had nobody.
Yeah.
You know, and Crip was all they had. Yeah. When they went to the Crips, they didn't have a family. They didn't have a sister, a brother, a mama, a daddy. They didn't have nothing. All they had was the streets, and the streets led them to Crip. So when I say that I don't promote that, I'm not going to tell nobody not to be a Crip, but I'm not going to inspire nobody to be one either.
You know, a lot of people are on your mentality, so I have to ask because, you know, this started back in the 80s. And when like you said, those were looking for family. And, you know, we lost, you know, like the Tookie Williams and those founders.
Wow.
What do you feel it'll look like in 50 years in the free world, but also in the penitentiary system with the
from now to
from now from 2075?
All right. Now.
Do the Crips, do the Bloods, do these factions still exist, or just so fractioned that it's just different letter gangs that are just in neighborhoods?
No. I've already did the first hardest part of it. I've started the revolution. Yeah. I've already started the revolution of thought for Crips to wake up, to realize that we're not going to continue to be a problem. We're going to be a part of the solution. So if you ask me where I see the Crips in 50 years, I see the Crips as being one of the organizations that was part of the grand architectural design of building our true freedom away from this oppression. I see the Crips doing that. I see the Bloods doing that. I see all gangs systemically and collectively being a part of the body that kicks off the real revolution, that guarantees us a freedom that cannot be taken from us and cannot be suspended by due process.
I would love to see them lock C's in the Senate. I ain't gonna lie, I'd be like, oh, they locking C's in the Senate, they're changing laws and making it right.
Right.
All right,
no, it's bigger than that.
It's bigger than that. I know, I'm just saying, I'm painting a crazy picture.
I tell you this, on my mama, we need to build our own civilization.
Hey, Wakanda forever. Hey,
like,
we need to do something.
There's almost so many examples of where there are other worlds. There are, you go to Antarctica, there's something else. You go underwater, there's something else. You look in the tunnels and digging into the ground, into the earth, there's something else. So Black people need to be smart and say, okay, well, if they building all these civilizations, why have we not put our money together and build us our own civilization that exists where we can be free of oppression?
Because MLK taught us integration, not separation.
Now, MLK made a mistake.
Yeah, he did. I mean, Malcolm X was trying to tell us.
Yeah.
He was trying to tell us the truth.
Malcolm X told the truth. But see, look what they did to Martin Luther King. They shot him, and then he didn't die. And then the doctors came in there, spit on him, and smothered him, and made sure he died. Ooh. These was the same white people that he said that he wanted to be neighbors with. They did this to him, you see. So we got to be careful about wanting to be friends with people who want to kill us. Time out.
Preach.
We being friends with people who actually have made a serial killing effort toward eradicating us. And if that don't expel exodus to the highest degree, who's going to be Moses? I don't know. But at this point, the Black man needs an exodus from this oppression. We're sitting here going to kangaroo court, paying taxes, paying to breathe, paying for fruits, paying for all this stuff that God gave us for free. Why are we living in such a miserable state? Where we letting someone else control the narrative and telling us what everything is valued? Why have we not put a value on life ourselves? You see? And this is where we are as Black people. We have not valued life ourselves. We have let other people tell us the value of life, and we have accepted it. So you say, where the Crips? Because believe it or not, I hate to say it, but when we push off, remember in the story, Pharaoh got mad at the last minute. He said, oh, y'all can leave, y'all can go. But guess what he did when they left?
Oh, yeah.
He sent his armies.
Go get them.
Get them. Yeah. So just imagine where we are gonna be when we decide to walk away from this. Don't you know how many people are gonna try to stop us? You know how many opposition or armies and everything that they're gonna actually arise to stop us from walking out on this? They did it then. History repeats itself. Remember that. If the Bible is true, history repeats itself. Just as Pharaoh rose up at the last minute to destroy the children of Israel, just so they will rise up at the last minute to try to destroy us once we decide to walk away from the matrix, from this corporate construct, from this blue pill situation that they have been putting us in this whole entire time. When we wake up and take the red pill, which the red pill is Exodus. They didn't even look at the movie Matrix and see what happens when you take the red pill. Come on. When you take the red pill, you get out of the matrix.
You free yourself.
You free yourself.
Free your mind.
Get out.
Free your mind.
You get out. You free your mind. See, freeing your mind means to walk away from this. You cannot free your mind if you are in this. You're in the matrix. You have ate a lot of blue pills, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And this is where we at. We're sitting here, we all high off the blues.
Come on, high off the blues.
We high off the blues. It's cool.
Hey.
And it's not.
Hey.
It's really not.
Hey, man. Yeah.
At the end of the day, I know this gonna scare them, this gonna shake their spirits right here. What I'm saying, about, where we are headed as far as the melanated black man in this country. Now, we've given the government a chance to pack fur. We've given them, 200 and, how long has the government been in existence? The Declaration of Independence was what, in
1776.
Okay.
Something like that.
So you do the math on how long we've been, pushing with this government. Since 1776 to now, even worse than that, we were considered chattel property and being lynched and hung and raped and traded and sold and all this other stuff before that time. But after the Declaration of Independence, that's when the government started to function as a collective. So we've been basically fighting against the government since 1776. We've been going along with them, not fighting against them. Let me clean that up. We've been going along with this governmental arrangement since then. And what has it gotten us? Police shooting men that reach in their pocket and try to pull out their cell phone to record for their safety. Police blowing men down because they decide to take off running. Police shooting black men because they don't want to get out their car. Or when they get out their car, they trying to rough them up so you can't. And this is where you show you how cowardized the police are. Because all of these times that they've been shooting down these brothers or unaliving them is because they know that they're overpowered. You can't beat this person up. You were probably bullied in school, and it's a bullying system. It's like a reversal. Like most of the cops, and I'm being honest. And I'm not trying to pick on the police, but most of the police, they don't, let's drop another jewel on them. You know what police stands for? What's the root word of police?
Serve and protect? Oh, I don't know. Go ahead.
The root word of police is policy.
Oh, yeah.
So they push policy. The police are here to push policy, you see. And their policies are bigotry. The policies that they push upon black people is racist. They push a policy. This is wrote up, They got the 13th and 14th Amendment. People need to really go check those amendments out and see what they really say, because that's actually supposed to be the Constitution for us.
Yeah, slavery was abolished, but we need that work.
Right.
We need that labor.
Yeah. So, this is where they was with it. And the police system, originally was slave catchers. The first police system was a slave catching system. And this is where we are right now with this irritated slave catching system, and then this is where I fault the government. Why are y'all letting the Klansmen be police? How can a Klansman be a police officer? How can a Klansman be a judge, a lawyer, a doctor? How can a Klansman even hold a position? What gives the Klansman a right? Like, this is a violation of the Klansman Act, you see. Yeah. By y'all allowing all these Klansmen to get these jobs and positions that y'all have put them in, even if y'all activated Posse Come a Cactus, Y'all still in violation of the Klansman Act. And the Klansman Act was put in place to stop the Klansmen from holding positions. See, this is what everybody forget about the Klan. The Klan ain't never supposed to hold no position because there's a law prohibiting the Klan from being an influence of racism. So technically, the government has been ignoring the Klansman Act. They have been ignoring this. Right now, if the black man was smart, he would get behind the Klansman Act of 1771 when it happened, you know, when they activated it, because the Klan was already infiltrating the system then. That's why black people had went so far under, because the Klan had already had a plan to infiltrate the penal system, the justice system, the law enforcement system. This was a plan a long time ago that the government seen, but they never really executed the law accordingly. See, the Klan...
What's the difference between a Klan and a gangster?
The gangster is confused, and the Klan is someone who hates driven by purpose, who has hatred driven by purpose. A gang member is confused. Why I say confused? Because initially the gangs were supposed to have been put into the community to protect it. And now the gangs are in the community as a detriment. But the Klan, on the other hand, they're here to terrorize the community. And their objective is to minimize the community and to ostracize it as well. You see?
With extreme prejudice.
The gangsters is doing this too, though. I'm not trying to...
With extreme prejudice on both sides, yeah.
It's prejudice on both. It's problems on both sides. The Klan is coming to the community to terrorize it, and the gangsters in the community as a fool terrorizing it when he should be defending it from the Klan. He's acting like a fool divided amongst himself, sweating petty things, while the Klan is steady sneaking in the community, grabbing black men and hanging them on trees.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Oof.
So we need to wake up, gangsters. We got a job to do out here, you know, and our job is not to fight amongst one another. Our job is to protect and serve our community and to maintain it and rebuild it.
All right, Kunta, speaking of fighting, we were speaking on, with prison rules, you had brought, and shout out Josh, man, you had brought your guy in, man, from day one. And what you said was, man, this my day one, this my sandbox.
Yes, sir.
We go back and, you said we fought each other. And that let me know it's real. Okay. And it made me ask the question, like, in prison, can there be a fight and fellas shake hands after it, fellas is friends after it? It might even make the bond stronger just because the heart you see.
Of course.
And what dictates that fight? Like, what's the conversation afterwards? What's the respect level after hands is thrown?
Well, first of all, you got to understand that that's synonymous with Southern hospitality. Okay. In Texas, we kind of different from everybody else. I don't know how they do it in other states. But here, me and you, we can have a fight in prison, and then we can sit down and have a cup of coffee and laugh about our knots that we put on each other.
That's easy to say to the, I don't want to say quote unquote winner of the fight, but for the person who, let's say, lost the fight.
No, you don't.
The animosity don't stay there?
No, it don't. Because there's no such thing as a loss as long as you fought your best fight. Even though somebody gets the best of you, don't mean you lose. Because the truth is, as long as you show up, that's what counts. Yeah. Long as you didn't curl and tuck your tail. You see? See, you can't sit down with somebody and be their friend. If they curled out, you beat them up. You don't want to be a friend. You might want to be their friend, but you might want to be, an oppressor to that person. Versus.
Where does the handshake come in? There's a fight. Let's say I do take a loss or the other person takes more of a loss. Is it for the aggressor or the quote unquote winner of that fight to stick his hand out, handshake, and say, brother, you fought hard? Because mind you, I can't see the person who took the lumps or took more lumps.
No, it happens either way.
Trying to shake a hand.
It happens either way. It happens either way.
Okay.
But either way, the demographics spells out humility. So it's always the balance of the scales as far as the individuals and the person is concerned. After the friction, the equilibrium of the individuals, they start to balance on the scales as far as the person is concerned. And once it balances, you see a connection. You see somebody, whether it's the victor or the victim, they come through and they shake hands, say, hey man, that was a good fight, bro. You know, we might have to get that again. You know, we might have to have a round 2. But I'm gonna respect you, homie.
Yeah, but it's a respectful round 2. Like
a respectful round 2, exactly. It's always gonna, after that, you know, it's polishing then. You see. It's polishing then. Because see, a lot of times when I fought, the people I fought, we became sparring partners after that. Yeah. We made sure that we were better, you see. Okay. And that's where the friendship come in at.
Rocky and Apollo.
Right. Rocky and Apollo. The Rocky and Apollo mentality. We fought, but we still friends at the end of the day, you see. And a lot of people don't understand how Texas can do that. And that's been the lingo in prison and in the world. You see dudes fighting, man. They sit down, they have a whole conversation, smoke a blunt, drink some, you know, some whatever, you know what I'm saying? They talk about the fight. Like, man, yeah, you did this, you got me good, you know. It's cool to have that conversation at that point without any malice, you see. Because see, when you really genuinely are a fighter, you can accept a loss. And a loss sometimes is a great lesson on how to be better, you see, and do better the next time. And that's something that we have in Texas as far as concerning our Southern hospitality. We don't sweat the fade. We don't duck the fade, and we don't sweat the fade after the fade is happened. Just because if you black my eye, homie, I might have bust your lip, so I'm cool. You hear me? You bust my nose, I might have put a knot upside your head. You know what I'm saying? But either way, at the end of the fight, we could be friends. We don't have to be enemies. I don't want to hate you because you beat me up. That ain't gonna make me hate you because you beat me up. Now, if you keep messing with me, then that might make me hate you. But if you respect me after we fight, then I'm gonna respect you as well. And that's the way it's supposed to go. And that's not what's being preached out in these streets. In the streets, after you fight, it's time to go get guns and have a shootout, you know. That's what they're talking about. That's the logic in the streets, and it's wrong. That's a misnomer. That's a dysfunctional generational program. We got these young brothers, they thinking that the best solution after a fight is to go get a gun. No, it ain't. Now it's to sit down and have a conversation with the person that you had a fight with. That's the best solution. Sit down and have a conversation with that man. Because now y'all really know each other because y'all fought. Now the respect is there. Now there'll be an equilibrium of humility, you know what I'm saying, between the parties. Whether you win or lose, there's definitely gonna be the humility of a loser weighs the same as the humility of a winner. You see, in a fight.
So in prison, can you call a truce before the fight? Like you said, ducking the fight, as you would say. Can you call it? Can there be a handshake?
It depends on the magnitude of the disrespect.
Okay.
You know, because some people, after you disrespected them, they say an offended man is harder to win back than a strong city. So if you got somebody that's too offended, they might not want to talk.
Yeah, we got.
But they might talk after the fight.
Okay.
They might not want to talk. They want to fight you, and then they will talk to you. Because I ran into dudes that didn't want to do no talking. They just wanted to do some punching.
What kind of dude were you?
Huh?
Did you enjoy fighting?
Well, I'm going to say I enjoyed it. I did. Look at my eyes. Look at all the cuts. Look at all the scars. I enjoy fighting.
But adrenaline rush, or something to do, or
it was a skill.
Okay,
it was a style. It was like martial arts. Fighting is like martial arts. So you fall in love with your skills. You fall in love with your style, and once you fall in love with your style, you begin to perfect it. You begin to master it. You know what I'm saying? You begin to become one with the ideal. You see. So, yeah, man. Fighting for me was always a pleasure. You know, I've always loved it. I've never ducked it. You know, the pain. You know, I like it.
To see a man get excited about a fight, you
got different guys. You know, you got some people that don't like to be hit, but I don't mind being hit. I don't. I never ever mind being hit. You know what I'm saying? If you hit me, that's good because I'm gonna hit you back. And I might hit you a bunch of more times than you hit me. You know. But, you know, it can turn, well, you hit me a bunch of more times. But a lot of times when I fight, I always be the person that hit the most times. Because, you know, I've always considered myself to be water, you know, so I'm going to pour myself on you. You're going to be totally drenched with these hands or whatever I'm doing. You're going to be drenched. You're going to be wet.
You mean like Bruce Lee water, you know, the way Bruce Lee kind of...
No doubt. He said that. He don't understand when he said he was water. Because, I mean, he was going to pour himself on you. He was going to make sure you was drenched in his entire deal of combat.
Yeah.
He gonna drench you in his entire deal of combat. I'm gonna pour a whole bucket of combat on you if you face me. You don't get a half a bucket. You don't get a ski taste. You get the whole thing.
Now, to go back to it, I heard there was a time where you was willing to take an open fight with Gumby.
I still do. Yeah.
Okay. You still would take it?
Yeah, I'll still take it. You know, Gumby, you know, let's make some money.
Now, I heard Percy was going to go at Gumby. Is it a three-way or what?
Hold on, no. I'm not going to bash Percy.
Okay.
Percy was an opportunist, you know. And you know what opportunists do? They wait for the best moment to take everything, you see. They sitting around, they ain't done nothing the whole time but watch. And for that one moment where they can come on the scene and take everything. And that's exactly what he tried to do to me. I don't know if you came and seen, you seen what happened on Trey 600?
No.
Okay, which, you know, I don't mean to mention him on your channel.
No, please. No, shout him out.
Shout out to Trey 600.
Yeah.
But Percy and Gumby was on Trey 600's channel. And man, now let me ask you a question. We're going to get hypothetics. Right?
Let's go.
Me and you, right? We into it, right?
Yeah.
You see my homie that came, right?
Yeah.
You're not into it with him.
Yeah.
But me and you into it. So how would you feel if he came and said he wanted to get into it with you?
Oh, hell no. What are we doing?
What fuck?
Yeah.
Right. How you gonna get into it with him, JP, and you was into it with Kunta? That don't make sense. The fight is with me and you, so where did he come from? And why is he even involved?
I see.
And this is the whole scenario that I had against Percy. Like, okay, I understand that you mad about what he said, but this doesn't involve you. So sit back and watch.
It goes back to what I was saying where gladiators get excited about gladiating. Mm-hmm. Fighters get excited about, let's talk about punching.
Well, you know, I'm gonna chop him up a little bit. He ain't, you know, he up in age, man. His gladiator days is over. You know, that's a whole.
Sometimes that little spark can you go back and be like, do I still?
Yeah, he hollering by 56 seconds. That's not enough in the fight arena. That's not enough. You know, 56 seconds ain't even a 60-second minute. So you out and you gonna scratch for 56 seconds. You need to chill. You need to retire. Give it up. You never go platinum. That's it. Because you're not gonna be able to do it. You're not gonna finish strong. Because all you got is some seconds. You don't even have a full minute. You have some seconds. So we can't, at this situation, this type of quarrel doesn't deserve that less of energy. You know, that's the least amount of energy, you know. When you're dealing with a situation, they say you don't use a bazooka to kill a fly, you use a bazooka to kill a rhino. So he got a fly swatter on a rhino.
I see where you're going.
He don't have a bazooka because this ain't a fly. He got a fly swatter and he trying to swat a rhino. That ain't gonna work.
I see where you're going.
Can't do that. You need a bazooka. And Kunta Cuz is the bazooka.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna blow you smithereens. I'm gonna blow you smithereens. I'm gonna give you the humbling or the crumbling, you know, that you need.
I like that.
Like, you know, what you know, if you need to, because you know, some of these brothers, they need the BS whooped out of them. No. When you get to this level to where you wanna persist and people have spoken up and spoken out and told you to be quiet, you know, sometimes you need a humbling. You know, the biggest humbling is when you're humiliated before the eyes of everybody. Everybody can see you.
What would have been your strategy? Just go out straight headshots, jab, jab. What would, I mean, without giving too much, what would have been your strategy?
I don't mind.
Oh yeah, he said, "I'll tell you about it."
I'm
still,
tell you, I'm an elusive fighter. So if you want to compare me to anybody, I'm trying to think of bro name, but he be out there breakdancing. You hear me?
Oh yeah. He be and just getting to
and bow. He might pop you. I'm that type of dude. I might come out there looking like I'm breakdancing, and I'm gonna break your jaw. I'm gonna break your ribs. I'm gonna break your face. Yeah.
So you throwing haymakers? You power punching or
everything.
you jabbing?
I got everything. I got the softest punch to the hardest to the most unorthodox. Well,
what's your skill set? That right hook, the uppercut, the jab, the body shot?
My skill set is really combinations always.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I got
with a good combo.
I got a hell of a combo. I got a 3-piece, I got a 2-piece, I got a 6-piece, I got a 7-piece. I got them combos. I got 7-piece and 5 biscuits.
Man, come on now with the pepper, with the pepper.
With the peppers.
Come on.
I got that for him. And if a person ever if you're not prepared for that, then you demolish, you finish, you through, And then people already know their own abilities, So, because people be watching what you can and can't do. And they, anybody can look and tell when you know what you're talking about or you square business about what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah, no.
Everybody knows, a lot of people try to say, well, maybe he ain't. Well, just try him out. Just try him out and then we'll see if he is just, riffraff and talking, But with the guy Gumby, I want to humble him, because he done ran his mouth, trying to embarrass Texas. And Texas has earned its place in Hoover. Fort Worth, Texas, Houston, all the Hoover sets in Texas. We have earned our place in Hoover, period. So we don't need to be questioned. And for this guy to come along and have this big mouth, about Hoover in general, in a sense of great divide, I think the collective ain't supposed to fall out. This dude is supposed to be called out. Yeah. And I call him out because I'll punch him down. That's my calling you out. Texas, our lingo is when we call you out, you got to come fight.
Come on.
So I'm going to call him out like, hey, we can make some money. And my guy, CW, I don't endorse, cuz, don't get it twisted. Like, hey, I'm not down with that dude. But if you going to promote this, go ahead and promote it, because I don't care. Just make it sweet for the gambler. I'm the gambler. I'm the underdog. Everybody believe that Gumby is going to do a harmful thing to me in the ring, and I beg the difference. So I dare all of you dudes to put your money on Gumby. Put your money on Gumby and bet against me. And I'm going to prove y'all wrong. Y'all going to lose. In my Butcher Brown voice. Y'all trying to put y'all money on Afro Thunder? Oh, and you thought I was going to lose? Kunta cuz is not gonna lose. On my mama, I'm Darth Vader. I'm really Darth Vader. I've been telling these boys that I fight hard. They go, well, Darth Vader lost. Darth Vader never lost, homie. Homie cloned himself and he was 5 or 6 different people. Darth Vader got so many clones, homie, you can't kill Darth Vader. You kill one of his clones, another one's coming behind that. Mm-hmm. So, Darth Vader lost. Now, Darth Vader didn't lose. Darth Vader was a genius. He cloned himself. Every time they killed Darth Vader, another version of Darth Vader came back. So y'all better wake up when you say Darth Vader lost. Darth Vader was a great mind, and so is Kunta cuz. I'm a great mind, and you better believe I clone myself right now.
You said you run away with the purse.
You better believe it.
Lastly, I have to speak on this because, of course, as we spoke on, I think this is something that people don't quite understand that be going on, but we just spoke on it a little earlier where in the penitentiary, man, there's those that might have dabbled on the other side or fully went to the other side, playing with boys and doing all kind of things. And then they get out here in the free world and they move like it ain't.
I got a story.
Never think.
Well, I ain't going to say no names.
No name.
I got a story. Okay. Well, now, of course, I knew this guy, right? And he was in the penitentiary and he used to get down with the boys. Now, the weirdest thing ever is that, there should have been a committee put together for those type of guys, because those type of guys shouldn't be released on our female population. Yeah. Because that's the spread of disease and germs and everything. These type of brothers that's coming out of this prison system that was messing with boys, I don't think they should have a right back to the general population of women, because your health is at question. So I ran into his brother, man, and he was doing that. So when I seen him, what shocked me the most, I seen him, right? And I ran out to him. I seen him, I'm like, what's up, homie, what's up? And he had this look on his face, this weird look. And I'm like, what's up, man? I'm gonna go get the homies, man. Let me introduce you. You a good dude, but all along he really was a good dude, but he was a bandit.
Yeah, he was a good dude, but he was
gone. He was gone, and nobody seen him for so long. So the homies wanted to see him, lay eyes on one of our homies. And it's bad, because this is something that ain't talked about. It's about how some of these dudes, now they get excommunicated. Now he was excommunicated.
Okay, I'm about to say
they get excommunicated. When you do that in a set, you off the set. You're not on the set no more. So he wasn't on the set no more. He was off the set, but I knew him. And when I seen him, just because I ain't seen him for so long, because he was in prison with me, I was like, hey, homie, man, all the homies been asking about you, bro. Where you been? I'm finna go call the homies, sit right here. Do you know that nigga ran in the car and jumped off, ran and got in the car and rode off and burned off? When the homies was coming and trying to walk up to him, he ran, he got in the car. And then I ran and looked in the car and there was a boy in a driver's seat. It was a boy in the driver's seat. I see. The sad part about it is some of these brothers coming about this penitentiary, they stay down with that boy thing. Yeah. They still want the fun boys. And this scumbag, he had a fun boy with him.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like his son.
No, he had a fun boy with him.
Shit.
No, he pulled up on the scene with a fun boy. And then, me not knowing what's going on, I ran to him like, hey, homie, the homies ain't seen you. Even though you're not a Crip anymore, man, how have you been? And he really didn't want to talk to us because he didn't stop playing his dirty little games. He still was down with the fun boys. He had a fun boy in the car.
Damn.
So when the homies was coming to see him, he ran because he didn't want to see the homeboy. He didn't want the homies to see that even though he been kicked off the set, he didn't stop playing them dirty games. Because see, when you do that, you get kicked off the set. You can't be with no fun boy and be no Crip. You can't do that. You're gone. The moment they find out that you're doing that, you're not a Crip anymore. You're done. You see, that's the law. So bro wasn't on the set, but to see that he was still at that same stuff, bro, that kind of blew my mind, bro.
Yeah, no, wait. So normally, does it blow your mind more so somebody out here faking like they was never on that, or someone who started to go that route and then they live in their truth when they get in the free world? Like, nigga, this is who I'm on. Which one more blows your mind? Like,
I'm going to be honest, both.
Both. All this shit is crazy.
All of it. Because, you got dudes out here that got dirty secrets. And, the people that know they dirty secrets, we look at them straight face, they got wives now, they done changed their
That's
lives.
what I mean. Like,
you know what I'm saying? This is horrible when you can look at a man in his face and he was down there messing with them boys.
That's the crazy part.
That's the horrible thing about looking at a brother that came home and he was down there doing that. That's horrible, And that's something that a lot of people like me, just being in prison, having to go to prison and seeing these dudes that they succumb to that, And after they got their life, I guess you could say, they redeemed themselves. They got married or they got to a woman, which is a good thing. I'd rather a man, if he did that, go get you a woman and stop that.
Should he disclose what went down in prison?
No, they're never going to disclose because that's like the dirty secret. That's like the shamefulest thing that you could ever admit to. So you probably will never catch nobody admitting that they was down there doing that. You'll never catch that.
Until somebody runs into
somebody call them out.
Yeah, until somebody runs into
somebody call them out.
Like,
run them, right.
Hey,
They're going to run them down through there.
Now your wife is looking at you like, nigga.
No, because it's symptoms. It's signs. Women, when these women be saying these dudes is gay, they don't be lying. Women know when you a punk. I mean, women know when you funny. They know when you're funny.
They test the water. They know.
They know when you're funny because you're doing funny things. You asking for fingers to be put up your rectum, and you're doing too much. When you got women that tell on these dudes. Some of these guys, got red fingers. They bro, I ain't never put my fingers up my rectum. I ain't never gonna do no stuff like that. I ain't never asked no woman to even participate in actually doing anything to my rectum. That'll never happen because that's an exit only area. You know what I'm saying? So but you could tell because these sisters would be calling these dudes out. And 90% of the time when these sisters is calling these dudes out because them dudes been in prison and they probably was.
Mm. So what you're saying is, for the ladies out there, if you're dating an ex-con,
watch out for the gay shit.
Yeah. See, test the waters and see how far.
Test the waters. Make sure he ain't a funny bunny.
Test how far he would take.
Make sure he ain't been pushed too far. Make sure he ain't had his, pushed in.
Goddamn.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
Because, a man ain't going for that. You touch a man, it's finna damn near be a fight.
Yeah, nigga.
Right now. Oh, what you doing? Wait a minute. Well, hold on. Time out. Don't ever do that again as long as you live. A man gonna say that.
Come on.
But somebody, why you do that? This when they say that. Why you do that? Oh,
that's when you know.
That's when you know something wrong.
Goddamn. Ladies.
Yeah. Why you do that? Why you do that? No. Ain't no why. You better not ever do that again.
Like
that's the order.
You gonna get choked out.
Yeah, you finna get. We finna be some furniture moving up in here, girl. If you ever do that again, that's not a part of the script.
He said, "Why you do that?"
Yeah, no, that's when you know
wild.
something wrong. Why you do that?
No, it was a story.
You want to see my other side?
right. They go, you open up Pandora's box over there, guys. You better chill the fuck. It's crazy because I said because there was another story that we got in here where a guy said he did run into a dude who was getting down on both sides of the field in prison. Then he got out and he seen the guy with a wife and children. And part of him wanted to say something. He was in Walmart. Part of him wanted to be like, bro, he just wanted to say it because he wasn't even like no stand-up nigga like that. You know what I'm saying? Like he wanted to do it, but some held him back to say, let me just let that man live right now.
Right.
But he said he did want to just take his whole family through there in Walmart, just like right there, boom. But he said that would have, and I felt him, that would have been some.
Yeah, that's enough to get you killed. That's enough for a dude to pull out a gun and blow your brains out. I mean, I hope he wasn't in Texas because Texas is open carry. You got dudes out here.
It's open carry and stand your ground.
No, they cut somebody's head off in Dallas. They unalive somebody in Dallas.
Come on now.
Because, you got to pick and choose on how you do it, And then even if you was to try to expose these people, that's not enough. Like, when you do that, like, I don't think you should be loosed, which is what shows that women are supposed to have an active part of the man's prison stay. Yeah. A man is not supposed to be kept from a woman.
Yeah, you supposed.
And when you do that, you breed this. You breed homosexuality when you keep men together and you keep them away from women. That's not right. So a lot of this is the system caused this. Yeah. The system caused this with their strict rules of keeping men segregated from women, when you incarcerate.
So when you say the system, you feel like it's a bigger play?
Yes, hey, bro. Look, they put crack cocaine in the black community. They was smoking it, the monkeys were smoking it in the labs 10 years before it even ever hit the streets. Monkeys. They was at I forgot the college. They invented crack cocaine. The CIA invented crack cocaine in a college. Some college professors invented crack cocaine. Black men was thinking they were smart when they put baking soda with it. No, they didn't. That was all an instruction manual, because when they gave it to you, they gave you the crack cocaine with the baking soda and all this. They put all the ingredients out there so that you could go and figure it out. And it don't take a rocket science to put 2 and 2 to come up with 4.
Come on.
So when you look at the agenda behind that, of course, it's the demasculization.
Yeah, demasculization.
Demasculizing the black man.
We're the most incarcerated,
man is the black man.
Yeah, is a black man, and then to, like you said, to do that by agenda is to demasculate.
It breaks us down. It makes us soft.
Yeah.
A lot of brothers come out of prison hard, but a lot of brothers fold under pressure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
And that's what prison does. And they knew this, the people who designed prison. They knew that it was designed to fold black men, to make black men lovers of themselves. You see?
Man, come on.
Yeah, that's what was going on. That's what's been going on. And they designed prison to make sure that continues. You see? The gear grease behind that agenda, is prison. The gear grease that keeps the mechanics of the idea of turning is prison. 100%. Where you think most of this whole where is it festering at? It's not festering in the world. It's festering in prison.
Man.
Because there's a gang of men down there with no access to a woman.
Okay, man, come on. Hey, you saying something, man. Again, big agendas. Kunta, as we do this, we say these stories, and again, thank you for breaking down, again, this Hoover situation, because that was something that was going around there, and I'm glad you're able to speak. Not much interruption, just to kind of speak your mind. I'm sure somebody's going to respond to this, but I'm glad you broke that part down, the fighting, of course, the other stuff. But, we say this to never glorify prison. We don't do these stories to glorify what goes down in the penitentiary system.
No, we don't.
But we also want to educate as far as what does happen and the way the
what
gang
to
goes, what to expect. So with that being said, can you at least, for the YNs out there, for the ones that's taking penitentiary chances, ain't never stepped foot in the penitentiary, ain't did a day, can you please explain to them again why they need to stay away from the inside of a jail cell?
Well, I call this point the other side of the game. See, your homies will tell you to go and get them guns, pick them guns up and go shoot them people. But then your homies don't tell you the other side of the game is when the police come and put a warrant out for your arrest and they arrest you and they give you life or they sentence you to death. You see, they're not telling them about that. And the biggest emphasis that we need to be talking about with the streets and all the stuff that's going on with the gangs and everything is that there's an other side of this. It's all fun on this side. But wait till you get to the side that's the nightmare, you see. And the only way you really can escape the nightmare, you hear me, is to not be in a gang, to not join one. Yeah. I'm not ever gonna tell someone that it's a good idea to join a gang because gangs don't make sense. They don't. And until they make sense, that's when they can be promoted, you see. But at this point, there should be no promotion of gangs because internally they are under construction, reconstruction.
That's real.
So promoting a gang for anyone right now is foolish. Because what do you stand for? Or do you fall for everything?
Hey, come on. You already know what it is, man. With that being said, I got to appreciate you coming on, man. OG Kunta Cuz. This is Prison Stories 101, man. I salute you, broski.
Man, for sure, man.
Let's go.
Y'all,
hey, as a matter of fact, before we walk out, I want you to, because, you popping on the internet now.
Right.
Tell them how to follow you. Tell them what channels you're on.
Check me out on the Bob Report. Check me out on Unique Perspective. I also have my own page, OG Kunta, on YouTube. I'm on really a lot of channels, especially Real Life Street
Stars, Prison Stories 101.
Prison Stories 101, you know what I'm saying? I'm always on this thing. I'm doing my thing.
What are you doing on your page?
Right now, I'm actually in the process of trying to build my own brand, I've been on the Bob Report and I've been on Unique Perspective. And that has kind of like had a time and my attention. So I've not had the time to sit down and build my brand as far as my own channel. Yeah. So what I'm doing at this moment is I'm trying to build up the OG Kunta channel. So I need brothers and sisters to go to the OG Kunta channel and like and subscribe my content. You can look me up, OG Kunta. I'm on YouTube and I'm trying to get my subscribers up. I'm trying to get my own motion, you know what I'm saying? Because I respect everybody's motion, but only I can tell my story. And I'd rather tell my story on my platform, my own platform. I've been on everybody's platform. I'm gonna keep going on everybody's platform, but certain things that's gonna be exclusively coming from me is only gonna be on my platform, So I encourage brothers to check me out. I got some energy. Of course, I'm going through now and getting all the stuff that I did on Unique Perspective and on the Bob Report. That all those, it's recycled information, but it will, I'm just now understanding the computer science behind it and how to, work YouTube studios and all this. I've kind of, that's why I've been, trying to master YouTube so I can understand monetization and how I can, push my own narrative and get monetized to push my own, get my own money. Of course, I get paid from Unique Perspective, Bob Report, and, all the channels that I've been on. But I definitely want my own money, push my own channel.
Well, with that being said, y'all make sure y'all go follow. I'm going to put some links in the description. and go run it up. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, you know, if y'all picking up anything this man putting down, he giving you more game over there. You already know what it is, man. Prison Stories 101, man.
Prison Stories 101. Salute.